Form is temporary, but class is permanent. Luis Scola pulling out his bag of tricks to lead Argentina to the FIBA World Cup Final. However, this was the best game for Frank in the World Cup so far, so let's get into it.
Big Beach!
We're here.
I'm in Allen, Houston.
It's different this time, but it sounds like you're
She in town.
All right, here we go. FIBA World Cup Final, France versus Argentina for the rights to play Spain, who won a double overtime thriller versus Australia at 4 a.m. Eastern Time. Argentina were scrappy all game long. Their defense, their intensity was just too much for France. They are not a big team, they're not an athletic team, but they swarm. Here's Frank, though, looking good, hits the first jumper of the game, took a step inside the line, which at the NBA level, you definitely want to see him hit a three there. But taking the shot he's comfortable with, that's good. On the other end, however, Luis Scola comes right back, bullying Frank, getting him out the way, and one. Scola has never lost it. He might have lost a ponytail, he might have lost, well, the long hair. He might have lost a bit of a step, but for someone who's so skilled, even losing a step means nothing. Here's Frank on the three. That's a brick. His 3-point wasn't really falling today, 1 for 5, but good defense on the other end on Facundo Campazzo. Argentina's star guy hits a big three here. Well, one of their star guys. He's been great all tournament. Probably on the first team all FIBA for the tournament, to be honest. Definitely a guy who can play in the NBA. Frank comes back the other end. Bricks his three there. Argentina were daring Frank to take the shot early. Later on, he made them capitalize, but Luis Scola again on Mbaye there. More buckets. Just was able to do this to France all game. Totally neutralized their defensive ability, but his ability to just hit tough shots, use that footwork, use his smarts, and later on, even hit some threes. So fantastic stuff there for Luis Scola. Here's Frank again. He gets it over Nando De Colo, over to the corner, Mbaye back over. Argentina again swarming. This is exactly what I was talking about. Their tough defense today and their intensity just bothered France. Even look at this play. Off the inbound, smart play off Frank, Argentina ball. Now back the other end, here's Frank taking the screen, getting the pick and roll jumper, bang. Frank seems to be really comfortable hitting that jumper off the pick and roll. We love to see him have that in the league next year. Here is Chris Bosh. He was there along with some other former NBA players. Kobe Bryant as well, wondering why his daughter's team is not practicing right now. Going back to the game, here is, and this is actually a good example of what I was talking about with Frank's physicality. Look at him, he's actually Gabriel Deck right there. That Gabriel Deck, player for Real Madrid, pretty decent. Had to go out the game. I think Frank is someone who doesn't even know his own strength yet, and as he gets older, hopefully he uses it. Look at this, nice step back J there. Bang, I think he had 6 points at this point of the game. Didn't play much in the second quarter. And there's Campazzo again. Huge jumper right before the end of the half. Frank probably did foul him there, so that could have been a 4-point play. But France go down big at halftime, and Argentina just out hustling them all game long. Lazy pass from Frank there. Sometimes when he's waiting for the play to develop, he's too static in his movements and telegraph that pass there. Argentina able to pick it off, even though France would keep the ball. Just too much intensity today. Nicolas Batum had a really rough game for France. Just wasn't able to get anything going, especially Evan Fournier, who's been their scoring star so far. You could tell Argentina game plan for him. He was able to get a tough layup here, but it was a really rough night for him overall. Boom, here's Deck, back the other end, back in the game now. Over Campazzo, over Lasort, bang. Argentina just, at this point, up 15. France actually did not start with Frank in the second half, which I thought was a big mistake. They started Albisi, and the lead got pretty bad. Here's some more great defense for Argentina. I really think, it sounds crazy, but Frank was really the best French player today. Here he is again off the pick and roll. Nice switch, back, layup, tough layup. Looking so comfortable with his movements out there. And had he played more, I definitely think it would have been a closer game. By the time they brought him back in, it was kind of long gone. Here's Frank again, the next play, keeps his dribble, gets it over, Batum, De Colo. Frank is wide open here. De Colo over to Batum, forces it, missed shot. Definitely should have found Frank there at the end of the quarter. Now we're going into the fourth quarter, France down almost double digits. And it just kept raining and pouring for Argentina. Threes, smart plays, defense. France never really found themselves comfortable in this game. But Frank oddly did. Here he is again coming off a screen, hitting a nice jumper. Frank with his offensive, his career high for France today. His best offensive game. Here's the next play. Takes the screen, back in, Gobert, dunk, and France had a little momentum here. Frank comes back in, they start playing better. They're down 8, potentially able to make a run. But Argentina in the end would just keep being too much for them. Here's Frank on the next possession. Takes the screen from Gobert, steps inside, tries to do it again, loses the ball, bad turnover there. Argentina were able to score on the other end. And then this Gobert hits the ground really hard here. I thought that was going to be potentially disastrous, especially for the Jazz. Frank on the other end, fouled on the break. He'd go to the line right after this. Look at him, he can't believe. He's like, what? Me? Who? Frank, and he's usually pretty consistent, misses the first free throw. Gather yourself, man. Comes back in. These are important free throws. There's only 6 minutes left at this point. And he's able to hit the second. Just got to focus up more. So still potentially a chance, but then Argentina, look at this play. This really epitomized their hustle for me. Just over and over and just going at it again and again. Keep getting every loose ball, every offensive rebound. Even in this play where they didn't score, good steal from Frank in the end. As he gets up the court, Knight dribbles, loses the ball there. Comes back out to Mbaye. Back out to BC. Back out to Mbaye. This point, you could just see France seemed fatigued. They seem out of ideas. Frank here takes a shot right inside the key. I gotta make that too. Batum gets called for the offensive foul there. Really bad game for Nicolas Batum today. Couldn't hit anything. France needed more leadership from him, especially in a game like this. And then Luis Scola icing the game. Bang, right in Gobert's face. This puts Argentina up by 14. Frank on the other end, however, nice quick drive to the rim, trying to keep France in it. But it always felt like an uphill battle for the French side today. Scola again. Bang! Making Gobert pay. Luis Scola is now a stretch 5 at age 39. The Argentina fans are going crazy. He's surely a legend of Argentine basketball. Other end, Frank has an open 3. Wish he hit that. But really good offensive game for Frank overall. But Luis Scola was just too much. There he is. Look at him. Look at that beast. What a hooper, you know what I mean? What a long career he's had. He's been good the whole time, and even now at 39, still giving people buckets in the FIBA World Cup. You just can't tell me Scola couldn't come to the NBA and still do a little bit of that on occasion. And here's Argentina again, just fighting through. A foul there, didn't matter, still gets it to deck. And they deserve the win today. Like I said, France were never really in it, but I do think Vincent Collet, the French coach, made a huge mistake not playing Frank Ntilikina to begin the second half. Frank played 21 minutes in total. He ended up having 16 points, 7 of 12 from the field, 6 of 7 from 2. Couldn't hit his 3 today. He was 1 of 5, but he had 2 rebounds, 2 assists. I believe there was a steal he didn't get credited with. But he was pretty solid today, and he picked his spots well, and he was able to give France offense when it felt like no one else could. Argentina's game plan was incredible. There you see Kobe and Manu chopping it up after the game. They swarmed on defense. They totally neutralized the physicality and defense of the French team. And they just played really smart. They deserved to be in the final. They knocked off Serbia for a reason, which is something people need to remember. Serbia were definitely the best team in this tournament, and Argentina knocked them off. So it's no surprise they were able to do this today. The Argentina-Spain final should be a lot of fun. This FIBA World Cup has been a really fun experience to cover. I love seeing the growth of the game globally, and I can't wait to cover more of this stuff in the future. I'll probably be covering the final maybe for this channel as well, just because I think it's going to be such a great game. But Argentina move on, 80-66. Didn't let France score, and on the other end, just found a way to take away France's biggest strength in terms of their defense with a little bit of passing, some scrappy play, and see how much it means to these guys. FIBA World Cup Final, Argentina versus Spain on the 15th of September, early morning. So get your coffee, get your Sunday brunch plans later, and watch some FIBA basketball in the morning. All right, guys, peace.